Welcome back to Trails from Zero. I don't know who that picture is on the wall. That does not look like a map of Zumeria, but it very well might be. What the fuck is that map supposed to be of? This is one just of Crossbell. So, I don't have a full world map, but I'm pretty certain that's not Zumeria, because what the hell is that other continent over to the east? Oh well, let's go talk to Ellie. And Randy too, why not? What you up to, Lloyd? Going out on the town? Not exactly. It's about Mademoiselle then. Well, I can't blame you for being worried. Seems like she's got a bit on her mind right now. Not sure if it's the kind of stuff we should really be butting into, though. That's just an empty room. Yeah, okay, you're not telling me anything interesting. That's Ellie's room. I want to talk to Tio before that. Oh, were you busy reading something, Tio? Yes, I was halfway through this science journal, actually. Lloyd? I know. You're worried about Ellie too, aren't you? I was just thinking about going to talk to her. Is that so? If that's the case, Lloyd, I will let you handle it. After all, dealing with these kinds of issues does not fall into my area of expertise. Kind of like the artwork she has on the wall, and I like also her bedspread has the same artwork as that crooked poster. It looks like kind of like the Grumpy Cat. It's also on those pillows. Interesting. Here goes nothing. Ellie, do you have a minute? Well, her stuff is still here. She may have gone up to the roof to get some air. Yep. Oh. Lloyd. Hey, Ellie. How'd you know it was me? Just a hunch. I don't know why, but I had a feeling you'd come here. I guess you're right. Breathtaking as always. Isn't that the IBC in the distance? Yes, it is. I told you, I doubt you would find a cityscape as beautiful as Crossbells, even if you scoured the continent. If you fucking say so. I'm not one for cities. Lit up buildings don't look any better to me than unlit buildings. I'm just gonna say that now. Yes, the more lights on the city shine, the more the stars seem dim. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. The purity of starlight, the symbol of Adios. Ellie, I was thinking over everything that happened today, with Revanche, Hayue, and Dudley. No matter what you do, you can't change Crossbell's true nature. I am merely referring to them as fellow business competitors. Here in Crossbell, free trade is protected by law. Do you take offense to that? We're charged with maintaining a certain degree of order in the city where justice is a constant uphill battle. We're expected to suppress major crimes and to protect the public from criminal organizations and foreign intelligence agencies. Can you possibly fathom the work that goes into that? That was the darkness of this city, the tragic truth of the state called Crossbell. We're kept alive only by the will of the Empire and the Republic, stripped of all pride and fed constant lies and deception. We're drowning in false prosperity and novelties only because our captors allow it. Everyone just surrenders to these circumstances and accepts the status quo without realizing its true cost. That's the city we live in. Maybe you're right. But you don't want to surrender just yet, do you? I once had a mother and a father. I suppose putting it like that makes it sound like they've passed on, but they're still very much alive. What I mean to say is, they divorced when I was little. My mother lives in the Empire now, and my father in the Republic. I had no idea. My father was born and raised in the Republic. He moved to Crossbell City, met my mother, and after marrying into the McDowell family, he strove to become a politician. Immediately after he joined the Diet, he recognized Crossbell's ugly, distorted reality. As someone with a strong sense of justice, he made it his duty to mend this broken city. Year after year, he drafted reform bills, all in the hopes of bringing change to the state. It's amazing. No, in the end, none of his bills were even passed. The Imperial and Republican factions both shunned him, ridiculed him. One by one, his allies betrayed him, friends left him, and he became the laughing stock of the political world. Not even my grandfather, as well respected as he is for being neutral, was able to mend his career. Crossbell brought my father to utter despair. And then one day, he quit, as a Diet member, as a husband, and as my father. He decided to leave everything behind for Calvert. Mother couldn't stop him. And at the same time, she couldn't uproot me, still a small child, to follow him all the way there. Eventually, they settled on divorce, and my father was gone. It always seemed like Mother hated him for what he did, but I got the impression that underneath it all, she still loved him. It soon became apparent that living in Crossbell, the state that robbed her of love, would become too much to her bear. My mother left me to go live with relatives in Erebonia. It was then that I was taken in by my grandfather, who raised me into the person I am today. That was the reason I was so drawn to following him down the path of politics. It wasn't due to any desire to avenge my father or anything like that. I just couldn't understand it. How could a family so happy and loving end up falling apart so completely? After I made my decision, Grandfather began to help me. I studied abroad and all over the continent, focusing on politics and economics. However, the more I studied, the more I realized how complicated of a quagmire Crossbell's situation truly is. Caught between the Empire and the Republic, our justice, our interests are pulled apart by the gravity of their immense power, entangled with their own and distorted beyond recognition. It was there I hit a wall, an insurmountable barrier. The same one my father faced, and one I'm sure my grandfather faces as well. Do you know who represents the government of Crossbell State, Lloyd? Isn't it Mayor McDowell? Well, yes, but he's not the only one. It's actually both the mayor, the Crossbell City mayor, and the speaker of the Diet. Grandfather and the Imperial faction Speaker Hartman jointly represent our government. That's how we operate according to state law. Sounds like I should have studied a bit more. But wait, why did Crossbell adopt such a divided system in the first place? Because you're not a large nation. You're a city-state. You have a bit of territory, you have a couple of villages on the outskirts, but you're mostly just one city. It's obvious, isn't it? The two representatives from opposite factions have equal authority. They can hinder things for each other, making political reform nearly impossible. No way. But now that you mention it, it does make sense. With two people on top, one side can easily sabotage the other. Be quiet, phone. If they try to push some sort of reform through. The fact that happens is a tragic inevitability given Crossbell's founding. 70 years ago, Crossbell State was born from a mutual agreement between Erebonia and Calvard. God damn it. In fact, the state's founders themselves were imperial and republican lawyers. Seeing the current state of Crossbell, I can't help but think of it as a curse. I was at a loss. If I were to continue into the world of politics, that same curse would grab me by the neck and drag me under, just like my father. That's why I decided on a new approach, one my family hadn't yet tried. And that was the police department. Yes, from there, I told myself I could see Crossbell's twisted reality firsthand, without looking through the muddy lens of politics. I convinced myself that the experiences I gained here would one day be my secret weapon when I finally joined Crossbell's political world. The reform that my father failed to achieve and grandfather was unable to pursue. I thought this new perspective would be the key to finally making it reality. Maybe. But perhaps I was just lying to myself. Perhaps I was just running away. Everything that happened today, I knew it was likely I'd encounter those issues. But still, the reality of those things ever colder and crueler than I imagined. When confronted with it, I was at a loss. Maybe I'm incapable of doing anything on my own after all. Maybe I'm just a broken little girl, abandoned by her mother and father. So what? You try way too hard to be perfect, Ellie. I can't afford to fail. I need to take care of everything myself, shoulder every responsibility. That's the way you've been thinking. That's not... Today was probably our roughest day yet, being ridiculed, having to hear all of our efforts were in vain. But, think about it. Aren't those things why we signed up for the SSS in the first place? Remember, Ellie, there may be barriers we can't get over today, but that doesn't mean we won't be able to try tomorrow. Tomorrow? Right now, the barrier that stands between us is a threat. Letter to the K is threat. Oh my god, I can't talk. And even though the 1st Division has taken it over, I say we continue investigating independently from them. What? But is there even a point? Is there even anything else we can do at this point? Sure, the 1st Division may be great at what they do, but even so, it's obvious they're stuck in a cop's mindset, only adhering to traditional logic. Maybe a new perspective is exactly what's needed to crack this case. At least that's how I feel about things. Lloyd. Just like how you joined the CPD to gain a new perspective on Crossbell, if we're somehow able to solve this case, then I'm sure that means your goal isn't out of reach either. Of course, I really shouldn't compare our investigation to Crossbell's underlying issues. And what we need right now is the experience of overcoming these kinds of obstacles. If we keep clearing the small barriers one by one, then someday we'll have the power to get over the big ones. In these 2 months we've been together, I've come to realize something. You have your own troubles you're working to overcome, don't you? So, how are you able to stay so optimistic? Let's see. Maybe it's because I have something I'm trying to catch up to. Though that in of itself may be a problem. I think I understand. But I'm not as strong as you are. I'm just so tired of it all. I didn't come up here with the intention of talking so much about my past, but I just couldn't keep it bottled up. At this rate, I'm only going to drag our team down. And if that's the case, I should probably... Ellie! We need you, Ellie. Your profound knowledge, your negotiation skills, your sharpshooting, your sense of justice. If we're going to stand up to the city, we need you. But that's not it, though. While all of that's true, my point is this. I'd be happy if you decided to stay by my side, Ellie. What? We were a bit of a mess at the start, but I feel like we've really started to become a team over these past 2 months. Even when we're bombarded with the stress of daily life, We make time for small things like deciding whose turn it is to cook. We've come to trust everyone's individual strengths. It's not every day you find teammates like that. Well, we may still be rookies, sure. It's too early for us to tackle each problem by ourselves. But it's also too early for us to give in to despair. We'll tackle each day head on, do whatever we can and keep ourselves relentlessly confronting the status quo. And if that somehow fails, we'll just come up with a new plan together. You, me, Randy, and Tio. And despite the way he acts, the Chief is always doing something that he can to support us from the side. Heck, even Zeit has our backs now. And don't forget Ellie, you're not alone. You're absolutely right. I'm not alone. How could I have forgotten something so important? Thank you, Lloyd. Even though it won't be easy to solve all my problems, I do feel a little better now. Glad to hear it. Still, apart from the lines that sounded like they came straight out of a teen drama, I was a bit surprised. I'm painfully aware of how cheesy they were, okay? But what do you mean by surprised, Ellie? Because, well, talking about how I'm needed and telling me that you need you by your side. I thought you were confessing your love to me. Confessing? What? That's not what I meant at all! Oh? So you're saying I'm not good enough then? You know that's not it! Oh, come on, you're just teasing me now. Just a little payback. But you really should be more careful, Lloyd. You might not realize what you're doing, but you really have potential to be a serious womanizer. Hold on a second. I'd understand if you were talking about Randy, but why me? The fact you don't even know what you're doing makes it all the worse. Good grief, Lloyd. I can't believe just hearing those words made my heart beat so fast. What was that? Nothing. Anyway, I'm sorry I wasn't there when you reported to the Chief. Did you guys come up with a plan for how to continue our investigation? Not yet. Right now, the case hinges on figuring out what Yin hopes to accomplish. Tomorrow, we can ask around and see if we can find a lead. Sounds good. Lloyd is dense. Lloyd and Ellie learned Star Blast. By spending 100 combat points each, a powerful combination attack can be unleashed. I'm sure I'm going to have some side quests to do as well. And that concludes this week's report. The warhounds they've trained may prove troublesome. If Master Yin were available, he would easily compensate for our lack of force. Very well. Shall we continue with our current operating protocols? In addition, recall half of our personnel currently dispatched to Altair. Understood. I shall take my leave, Master Cao. Have a pleasant evening. Yes, to you as well. Actually, I'm not sure if it's pronounced Cao or Sao. How troublesome. I'd rather not have to request the Elder's assistance with such help. Such help would become a heavy debt. If only Master Yin were more cooperative, our plans would be proceeding splendidly. Were it not, I plan to uphold my end of the bargain. Well, there he is. It shouldn't surprise me that you are eavesdropping. Dear me, I fear I may have made a few slips of my tongue. Please, we both know you said exactly as much as you wanted me to hear. Just as cunning as ever. Oh, me? Goodness, no. I'm no match for you. So, to what do I owe this visit? Are you perhaps in the mood to call some warhounds for us? Your subordinates are more than capable enough to handle that matter. My role is to take care of Revanche's main force, beginning with that man Garcia. That was what you hired me for. Oh dear, you truly are no fun. It's come to my attention that you've become entangled with Arkansas for some odd reason. I'll have you know that the CPD is quite good at their jobs, so don't do anything that will bring us trouble. Do I make myself clear? No need to worry. More importantly, What is your impression of the special support section? So that's what you've come for me. Let's see. They are an intriguing combination of young people. Their leader, Lloyd, most of all. He's perfectly aware of his weaknesses, yet he continues to push forward with determination. Seem to have a strong intuition as well. To be honest, I quite like people like him. I was not asking about your tastes. What of the other members? Again, each of them proves to be quite intriguing in their own way. Mayor McNow's granddaughter possesses a keen sense of diplomacy and operates as the team's administrator. As for the girl with the Epstein Foundation, while her orbital staff itself is fascinating, I suspect she has some special qualities of her own. Lastly, we have our red-headed fellow. He has a certain air about him, one not dissimilar to our own. Intriguing indeed. I must ask, why have you taken such an interest in them? I simply wish to put them to a little test. I was curious to find out if they were worthy of taking a request from Yin. What? What? You want to fucking run that by me again? It's a bit ridiculous. Despite all the work we put in, we had no choice but to hand the case over to the First Division. If Risha hadn't asked us in the first place, everything we uncovered would have stayed hidden. You're right. If only there were some kind of division that would allow us to continue investigating. Diversion? Whatever. Let's think for a minute. Who wouldn't know about Yin in the first place? Obviously Heiyue. Then there's their rival Revanche in the First Division, who's tracking Heiyue's movements according to Dudley. From there, we can assume that Speaker Hartman, who's closely tied to Revanche, knows about him as well. That's the man you mentioned yesterday. He's a career politician who, more or less, rules over the Diet, serving as the leader of the Imperial faction. Honestly, it wouldn't be so far-fetched to say he's Revanche's greatest supporter. Incidentally, almost all of Grandfather's reform bills were crushed by this man. I've always heard of his name, but I never knew just how powerful he held. If he's tied to Revanche, though, then Yin would be a great threat to him as well. Yes, which means they wouldn't have much of a connection. Tio, Randy, you two look completely bewildered. Is there something we're missing? No, it's just... You seem to be in a much better mood today, Ellie. I guess so. I'm sorry about yesterday, everyone. I wasn't acting like myself. But I'm fine now, and I don't intend to be a burden. You have never been a burden to us, Ellie. Quite the opposite. You help us out all the time. I mean, look at us now. Thanks to your political knowledge, we're making progress by leaps and bounds. Oh, you really think so? Hey, you two should kiss. Something smells fishy. Agreed. Something is off. Very off. Wait a minute, you two. You know, now that I think about it, I could swear I could heard a pair of voices chattering away on the roof from my window. I wonder. Congratulations, Lloyd and Ellie. I wish the best of you two. Hold on a minute, we didn't do anything that deserves congratulations, right, Ellie? Yes! I mean, no! I mean, we're just talking about life and other things of that nature. Life, eh? Yeah, I talk life with the ladies now and again. So tell me, how far did you two go? Randy! Please, Tio's sitting right there. How far did you go? Is Randy referring to the intimacy people engage in while in a romantic relationship? Nope, not at all, no. Lloyd and Ellie sitting in a tree. That's enough for today. Yes, ma'am. Sheesh. Me and Ellie together, romantically? You guys know that wouldn't happen, right? Huh? I mean, I don't think we're all that compatible, and I can't really imagine our relationship going that way. Right, Ellie? What's the matter? You idiot. He stepped right on a landmine. Oh yes, you are so right, Lloyd. All I did was ask you for some advice on a very unimportant subject. That's all. And there most definitely wasn't any sort of romantic atmosphere like you oh so graciously pointed out. Alright then. You know, by incompatible, I only meant we don't exactly make a good match. Sorry. Well, either way, I'm glad to see you got some more fire in you today, Mademoiselle. Ah, yes, thank goodness. I was not sure whether or not they would stay in the CPD. I'm sorry, I never meant to make you all worried. I don't know where the future will take me, but right now, I know this is where I'm meant to be. So everyone, I'm happy to be... Ellie? So am I, Ellie. Okay, let's get to it. Why don't I take a trip to Calvert's eastern quarter? Huh. I was contemplating looking into the police database a bit more. Perhaps I would be able to learn more about the 1st Division's movements and so on. However, I already searched it last night, so there may not be much on the way of new information. Let's try anyway. Ah, what's wrong? How strange. It seems as though we've received orb mail. It's an email. What? What is it? Who would send us? I, Yin, hereby submit my support request. Overcome this trial and face me. Only then shall I grant you your mission. Him? Is this some kind of joke? Tia, where is this orb mail sent from? Definitely not the police department. Got it. It was sent from the International Bank of Crossbell, otherwise known as IBC. What does this mean? The IBC's bank that ranks in the mirror all over Zemeria. Why in the hell would a place like that be sending us prank mail? Why do you assume I would know? I can say, however, that this mail was definitely sent from an IBC terminal. I have no way of knowing who sent it, though. Could it be possible that Yin has infiltrated the IBC? It's not out of the question. The IBC building is home to quite a few external companies and organizations. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's an Epstein Foundation office there too. That would be correct. An acquaintance of mine works there. However, I should have been more clear. The orbital mail was sent directly from the IBC main terminal. Because of that, I think the possibility of an external company being involved is low. Well, we won't know until we ask. Really? How exactly? My best friend's father works at IBC. If we explain the situation to him, it might give us a hand. You think so? Ain't that convenient? Well, Mademoiselle, you've got more connections than we know what to do with. I have a decent amount. Unfortunately, I have no way of knowing whether or not he's even in Crossbell at the moment. What sort of position does he hold there? You may have heard of him, actually. His name is Dieter Kreuss. What? He famous or something? I'll say. Honestly, you can make the argument that he's almost as well known as Ilya. Dieter Kreuss. Actually, I think it is pronounced Kreuss. He is one of the continent's most wealthy individuals and a leading figure in the Zemerian currency, as well as the current CEO of the International Bank of Crossbell. He's the top dog of the whole frickin' bank. He was originally a friend of my father's, but he's also kept a friendly relationship with my grandfather. And his daughter is one of my closest childhood friends. That's amazing. Huh. Interesting. Can I please get on with this? Yeah, like I said, and there's no ingredients. Ingredients. Over at the Eastern Tavern. Testaments training, okay. We're gonna go do this one and maybe this one. At least the Testaments training. So let's go over to the downtown district. And talk with the Testaments. Oh, one of the Sisters of the Church is here. Apartments. I'm just seeing if there's any thing to pick up here. No one's even in this one. And they're just not talking about anything important. Hey, Squirt. Risha's a super nice lady that lives next door to us. She told me that her job is to jump around in the air. Oh, so Risha lives in the downtown district. And that's the drunkard. So, if they live in this one, 2 beds, the couple would share a bed, and the kid would get her own bed. It's also possible she lives in this one. No, this would be Risha's since there's only 1 bed. Unless she lives in one of the downstairs apartments. Which is also a possibility. Either way, that's not important right now. Jingo! Now, customers. Mama, we have new customers. Can I sell them some weapons? Sorry about that. Mama's not here right now. Well, whatever. Here to buy something? Could you tell us what kind of store this is? We sell goods. Anything you need, we got it. Usually right now we only sell... Right now we only have meds and quartz in stock like this one and that one. Oh yeah, don't go count on using Mira. That stuff leaves a trail. Pay with the goods only. This continues to sound more suspicious by the minute. Do you think she's trying to say that this is some kind of exchange shop? And you use U material. This is a trading hub. AU, they sell, well, for things like that. Equipment items. If you don't want to craft cords, you can get them here. 5 impede though, Jesus. I don't think this would be too useful. However, if I can get that, that wouldn't be that bad. Again, that's not really worth it. None of this is actually particularly worth it right now. Actually, that one's not that bad of a trade. Oh, there's Wazzy over in the corner. You're here. You requested we come. Sounds like you want us to train the Testaments. It's a bit risky request, don't you think? What makes you so sure that we train a bunch of delinquents? Not only that, but I was expected to see Wazzy's name on the request. Was this your idea? I believe you misunderstood the request. Give me a moment, I'll explain the details. It's not particularly complicated. I would like to request a lesson in the art of self-defense for our members. What? You want to be taught self-defense? The hell, you planning on breaking our teachings in your brawls? Using our teachings in your brawls? Again, please do not misunderstand the request. Let us suppose that the Mafia assaults us. Oh, so you want to be able to defend yourself. Yeah, you know, there's logic in that, because they had a run-in with them. I've heard they've engaged in some gunfights. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be frequent. Precisely. The downtown district also happens to be the line of fire at times. There's a warehouse district nearby, filled with abandoned buildings and empty plots of land, so they frequently use them for their skirmishes. I'm not pleased with the situation, thus fueling your desire to learn self-defense. It only makes sense to be cautious given that one of your members was already injured. That all makes sense, so I'm glad you catch on quickly. Wazi is typically the class was giving our members lessons in combat. However, his fighting style is too unique. It requires a flexible body and a strong affinity for it. Hence why we've come to you, Lloyd Bannings. The ability you displayed boosts defensive prowess, while being simple enough to learn. May I humbly request that you once again show our members your skills in a real test of combat. Naturally, I don't expect them to master it in a day. However, having a first-hand experience would be a good incentive for them to pick it up. I'm glad that request doesn't have any nefarious intentions. Agreed. I take no issue. What are your thoughts, Lloyd? A lesson in self-defense. I wouldn't necessarily call what I do self-defense, rather they're restraint techniques taught at the academy. Is that still fine? Indeed. Since this is merely training purposes, I also have no objections toward you bringing your comrades along to battle. Sure. Let's fuck up some delinquents. Everybody, assemble. The Testaments will now engage in a series of practice fights with the SSS. Yes, sir. The objective is a 4-on-4. The Testaments will fight in the special support section with all their might. Alright, you guys got spunk. We'll put our skills to the test. Alright. Let the battle begin.
データ収集を開始します。
行くぞ。みんな、一気に行くぞ。
Oh, these are using quarterstaffs.
分析を開始します。入手しました。
Cowardly but hides it with attitude. Hold on, do I have battle scopes out of curiosity? Yes. Wazi's associate, skilled with his hands and good at billiards. Wazi's associate, now that his wounds have healed, he works part-time to aid his family. Oh, that's nice. Let's just go and use a battle scope on this guy. Wazi's associate, son of a doctor at the hospital, defiant to his father's wishes. So he's a rebellious child. They didn't put up much of a fight, I'm gonna be real. I should be able to make some new cords. I got my items back, plus some extra ones. I think that's enough. Everyone okay? You got us good. You're certainly a force to be reckoned with. How come we couldn't take you down with a relentless assault like that? It's all thanks to the techniques we learned to restrain a target. They're difficult to master but can prove very efficient on small groups once you get the hang of them. A detective has to not only protect himself but also those around him. We undergo extensive training to stay calm no matter the level of stress. You all do well to train how to protect yourselves. Suppose you cops ain't all talk. Let that be a lesson learned for us. We may have been defeated this time, but I feel like I can take you next time. All it took was some roughhousing to get you all cozy up to us. We could have gone a bit easier on them, though. Ah well, it'll be a good learning experience. I do not suspect there will be any problems based on their demeanor. Bullshit! Vipers? And why did you come here? So what's up with you guys? What kind of cop breaks out into a fight in the middle of the downtown district? Those blue bastards look like they got their asses handed to them. What did you just say? You're the last people I want to hear from. You want a piece of us? We'll take you on right now. Yeah, cool it. There's something I want to get straight first. The hell is the meaning of all this? You called us here for a fight, didn't you? You wanted to take us 4 against 4 without our leaders getting involved. I'm used to your holier-than-thou shtick, but now they're fooling around with the cops? You've arrived just right on time. Let us begin a duel between the SSS and the Saber Vipers. Excuse me? Huh? What? What the hell do you mean by that? Use this as an opportunity to learn some much-needed self-defense technique. You'll need to be training to protect yourselves against the Mafia. What better way to learn than here than to fight? So what you're saying is cops are out here to train us. Get a load of this guy. He's out of his damn mind. How the hell are they gonna train us? You must be tripping. There's nothing a bunch of useless cops can teach us. There's a typo. There's nothing a bunch of cops can teach us. That inn is not supposed to be there. Taking lessons from the stupid shithead squad. Nice joke. Man, fuck you. Okay, so you're gonna fight me anyway. This wasn't what we had planned. Forget it. I'm gonna put them in their place.
よし上げていこうぜ任せてくれみんな一気に行くぞ
行きます。分析を開始します。入手しました。
Huey and Walt's gang, hot-blooded and short-tempered, starts a brawl for amusement. Yeah, I noticed.
ほらよ
私の番ね。
And Walt's gang, just recovered from being attacked, takes care of younger members.
よし
任せて。
And Walt's gang, very simple-minded, can easily lose his temper.
はい。分析を開始します。入手しました。
Second in command of the Saber Vipers staunchly follows orders.
ってろそこだ行くぜそうだ
みんなで
ありがとうよし
行きます。エニグマ駆動。
ってろ任せろよし
任せて。それ。
I just pushed that guy out of the frickin' ring.
私の番です。
行くぞ
任せて。よかった。
Lloyd got a level for that, as did Randy. Yeah, they did not put up much of a fight. Phew, made it by the skin of our teeth. Not really. Shit. Damn cops. You kidding me? How the hell did we lose to them? Because you're not very good in a fight? Let's be real. We're no better than those blue bastards. Correct. I don't believe this. You're telling me we're just a bunch of We're just as weak as those hooded freaks, apparently. That's what you're concerned about? I mean, they're not wrong. They are pretty weak. I mean, they are sworn rivals. Let me get this thing. Let's state one thing. The Testaments will never falter to the likes of the Saber Viper scum. You imbeciles lack the mental capacity to outwit us. You said it. They can't hope to compete with us. What was that? You're asking for an ass kicking. Everyone calm down. You are all too quick to anger. It seems you still have plenty of energy to spare. Let us engage in combat one final time. Huh? Another battle. The rules are simple. Whoever is able to bring down the police officers to their knees will be deemed victorious. Are the terms agreeable? Dude! Is it not obvious? The only way to truly take this seriously is if you feel your life is on the line. Oh, for fuck's sake.
かかってきなさい。
俺の番だな。みんな一気に行くぞ。行くぜ。ほらよ。そこだ。
Let's try that Star Blast. And that's just all of them right there. Okay, now that's just salt in the wound right there. That literally took down most of them, and then I just get the team rush. Like that's salt in the wound. It's over. We are victorious. That was intense. Not really. I can't believe they took us all out at the same time. Yeah, you're not very good in a fight. Damn it. How did they beat us? You are not good in a fight. How many times do I have to say that? Do you understand now? Relying on brute force alone isn't going to carry you through a fight. You possess a strong offense, but your defense is far too lacking. To put it in simpler terms, you're inexperienced. What? Why is this dude lecturing us all of a sudden? Beats the hell out of me. You guys are pretty strong. I wouldn't mind teaching you the basics. What do you say? Would you like to learn some defense tactics? Hell nah. I ain't getting caught by no stinking pigs. We're leaving, boys. Yeah. That dude always sounds like he's full of it. I don't get him. Yeah, not like I'd ever listen to him. They're as dim-witted as ever. I doubt they'd grasp those techniques even if they tried their whole lives. I hear you. They're completely tossed aside a valuable lesson. I'm just glad you guys got something out of it all. Indeed, although I must admit, I'm pretty exhausted. We'll be taking our leave, if you'll excuse us. If you'd like to take a rest, our bar is open. I hope that exercise served as an adequate training for you as well. Huh? What? The battle is over. We withdraw. Yes, sir. I was playing this from the start, didn't he? He even managed to get the Saber Vipers to play along. Certainly seems that way. We must have managed to play it. He managed to play us like a fiddle, eh? Screw that guy. Indeed, I am exhausted. Yeah, we'll go turn that in a bit. I do want to go to the Testaments little store, though. I want to talk to Wazi. Heh, good work, you guys. Looks like you gave not only us, but those Saber Viper lackeys some valuable training. No problem. You can never be too careful when you live down here. If you don't mind us asking, what kind of person is Abbas? I can't get a read on him. I get the feeling that he's got some serious skills. Heh, I know where you're coming from. I'm pretty sure he's from around the Middle Eastern part of Zumeria. Considering he idolizes an oddball like myself, I think he's pretty safe to say he's a bit eccentric. I can hear everything you're saying, Wazi. Let's go report that quest in. Actually, let's go to West Street. No, it was East Street. At the tavern that had the request. Welcome to Lao Long, to Long Lao. Wow, you're here already. Thank goodness. Ain't she a cutie? I was just about to say that. I think fishing for ingredients was the name of your request. Works work, but is it me or does the SSS get saddled with a lot of fetch requests? You're not wrong. Okay. Oh, so you want us to go literally fishing? Oh, so you went to the Bracer Guild first, said they were busy, and they sent them our way. I might actually have that. Okay, so I just gotta go catch 5 fish. That's not even gonna take that long. Let's go up to the Harbor District. Because there was a fishing spot over by the pier. Like, I might as well. See if that does it. Oh, wow. Not yet. But yes, those fish will suffice. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I will finish this quest off camera, and I'll see if I can catch some better fish. I'm the Dark Seraph, signing off.